Brandel Chamblee has never been afraid to speak his mind. The Golf Channel analyst has spent years dissecting the swings, the strategies, and the psyches of the game's biggest stars. Love him or hate him, you cannot ignore him. But even by his standards, what he just said about Jordan Spieth and Scottie Scheffler is absolutely shocking. Chamblee analyzed their body language during the final round of a recent tournament. He studied the footage frame by frame, and his conclusion has left the golf world stunned. He claims that something has changed between the two Texas stars, something cold, something distant, something that was not there a year ago. Fans are furious, players are divided. Spieth and Scheffler have refused to comment. What did Chamblee see? Why are fans so angry? The answers will shock you. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The segment aired on Golf Channel on a Tuesday evening. It was supposed to be a routine analysis of the previous week's tournament, but Brandel Chamblee had other plans. The segment was titled "The Silence Between Spieth and Scheffler." Chamblee sat behind his desk, surrounded by monitors displaying footage from the final round. His face was serious, his voice was measured. He was about to make a claim that would ignite a firestorm. "I want to show you something," Chamblee began. "This is Jordan Spieth and Scottie Scheffler walking off the 18th green. They have just finished tied for 4th. They are friends, they are Texans, they have known each other for years. Watch their body language." The footage played. Spieth and Scheffler walked side by side. They did not speak, they did not look at each other, they did not acknowledge each other. They simply walked. When they reached the scoring area, they parted ways without a handshake, without a nod, without a word. Chamblee froze the frame. "Look at their faces," he said. "There is no warmth here. There is no camaraderie. There is something cold, something distant, something that was not there a year ago. I have been watching these two players for a long time, and I can tell you with confidence something has changed between them." The reaction was immediate. Social media exploded. Some fans agreed with Chamblee. They had noticed the same thing. The body language was off. The friendship seemed strained. Something was wrong. Other fans dismissed Chamblee as a troublemaker. They accused him of reading too much into a moment. They pointed out that Spieth and Scheffler are both intense competitors. A lack of visible emotion does not mean a lack of friendship. But Chamblee was not done. He played more footage. He showed Spieth and Scheffler on the practice range. They were not speaking. They were not watching each other's swings. They were not offering advice. He showed them in the locker room, captured by a fan's phone. They were sitting at opposite ends of the bench. They were not interacting. "These are not the actions of friends," Chamblee said. "These are the actions of colleagues who used to be friends. Something has happened. I don't know what it is, but the evidence is clear. The relationship between Jordan Spieth and Scottie Scheffler has changed, and it has changed for the worse." The segment ended, but the controversy was just beginning. Chamblee's analysis had touched a nerve. Spieth and Scheffler are two of the most popular players on the PGA Tour. The idea that their friendship might be crumbling was upsetting. It felt invasive. Chamblee defended his analysis on social media. "I am not trying to start a feud. I am doing my job. The body language is concerning." To understand why Brandel Chamblee's analysis has caused such an uproar, we need to understand the history between Jordan Spieth and Scottie Scheffler. These are not just two golfers who happen to be from the same state. They are brothers in arms. They have a bond that goes back more than a decade, and that is why the suggestion of a rift is so shocking. Spieth and Scheffler first met when Scheffler was a teenager. Spieth was already a star. He had won the U.S. Junior Amateur. He was on his way to the PGA Tour. Scheffler was a kid from Dallas with a big dream. Spieth took him under his wing. He offered advice. He offered encouragement. He offered friendship. When Scheffler turned professional, Spieth was there. When Scheffler won his first major, Spieth was the first to congratulate him. When Scheffler struggled, Spieth was the first to defend him. Their relationship has always been one of mutual admiration. Scheffler has called Spieth a big brother. Spieth has called Scheffler the future of Texas golf.
They have practiced together, they've played together, they've traveled together. Their wives are friends, their families are close. They are not just colleagues, they are family. That is why the body language captured by the cameras was so jarring. Friends do not ignore each other. Brothers do not sit at opposite ends of the bench. Something has changed. The question is, what? Chamblee offered several theories during his segment. The first theory is competition. Spieth and Scheffler are both elite players. They compete for the same trophies. They compete for the same sponsors. That kind of competition can strain any relationship. Over time, friendship can give way to rivalry. It has happened before. It will happen again. The second theory is jealousy. Scheffler has won 5 majors. Spieth has won 3. Scheffler is the world #1. Spieth has not been in the top 10 for a year. It would be natural for Spieth to feel some resentment. It would be natural for Scheffler to feel some guilt. Neither would act on those feelings, but they would feel them, and those feelings would affect their interactions. The third theory is personal. Something happened off the course. A disagreement, a misunderstanding, a betrayal. Neither man is talking. The details are not public, but something shifted, and the shift is visible to anyone who knows where to look. Chamblee did not claim to know which theory is correct. He simply presented the evidence and let viewers draw their own conclusions, but his analysis was not neutral. The way he presented the footage suggested that he believes something serious is going on. That is what has angered so many fans.
The fan reaction to Brandel Chamblee's analysis has been swift, intense, and deeply divided. Social media is flooded with comments. Some fans praise Chamblee for his honesty. Others condemn him for his speculation. The debate has spilled beyond golf into mainstream media. Everyone has an opinion, and no one agrees. Let us start with the fans who support Chamblee. They argue that body language is real. It is not imaginary. It is not subjective. It is a form of communication. When two people who used to be warm become cold, something is changed. Chamblee is not inventing a story. He is reporting what he sees. "Thank you, Brandel, for telling the truth," one fan wrote. "The rest of the media is too scared to say anything." Chamblee doesn't care about access. He cares about facts. Now consider the fans who oppose Chamblee. They argue that he is reading too much into a few seconds of footage. They point out that Spieth and Scheffler are both introverts. They are not naturally demonstrative. They do not hug and smile after every round. That does not mean they're fighting. It means they're focused. Chamblee is a drama queen, another fan wrote. He sees conflict everywhere. He should stick to analyzing swings. The players have been more circumspect. Most have refused to comment. They do not want to get involved, but a few have spoken. Justin Thomas, who is close to both players, was asked about Chamblee's analysis. "I haven't seen it," Thomas said, "but I know Jordan and Scottie. They're good guys. They're friends. I'm sure everything is fine." That was diplomatic. It was also unconvincing. Thomas did not deny the tension. He simply said he was sure everything was fine. Another anonymous player was more direct. "Brandel is an idiot. He sits in a studio and watches footage. He doesn't know what's going on in the locker room. It's irresponsible." The PGA Tour has declined to comment. The tour does not get involved in personal disputes between players unless they affect the competition. The most interesting reaction came from Butch Harmon, the legendary swing coach who has worked with both players. Harmon told a podcast that he had noticed a bit of distance between Spieth and Scheffler. "I don't think it's anything serious. They are both competitors. They are both focused on their own games. Sometimes that creates a little space. It doesn't mean they hate each other."
Brandel Chamblee is no stranger to controversy. He has spent his entire broadcasting career pushing boundaries. He has criticized Tiger Woods. He has defended Phil Mickelson. He has praised Bryson DeChambeau. He has been called a genius. He has been called a fool. He has never cared. He says what he believes. He lets the chips fall where they may. But the backlash to his analysis of Spieth and Scheffler has been different. It has been more personal. It has been more intense. In a follow-up segment on Golf Channel, Chamblee addressed the criticism. "I want to be clear," he said. "I am not saying that Jordan and Scottie hate each other. I am not saying that they have had a fight. I am simply saying that their body language has changed. That is a fact. You can see it with your own eyes. I am not inventing anything." Chamblee then played more footage. He showed Spieth and Scheffler from 2 years ago. They were laughing together. They were leaning into each other. They were comfortable. He contrasted that with footage from last week. The contrast was stark. Even the most skeptical viewer could see the difference. Something has changed. I don't know what. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's temporary. But as of today, the relationship is different, and that is newsworthy. The follow-up segment did not calm the controversy. If anything, it made it worse. Chamblee's critics accused him of doubling down on a bad take. His supporters praised him for standing his ground. The debate continued. Chamblee's defenders point to his track record. He has been right before. He predicted that Tiger Woods would struggle after his car accident. He was right. He predicted that LIV golf would attract top players. He was right. He has a history of seeing things that others miss. Perhaps he is seeing something now. Chamblee's critics point to his ego. He loves attention. He loves being the center of the story. He is not above manufacturing controversy to boost his ratings. They argue that the Spieth-Scheffler rift is a fantasy. It exists only in Chamblee's imagination. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. The body language has changed. That is undeniable. But the reason for the change is unclear. It could be personal, it could be professional, it could be nothing. Only Spieth and Scheffler know, and they are not talking. Their silence has only fueled the speculation. If nothing was wrong, why not say so? The absence of a denial is not proof, but it is suggestive. So where do Jordan Spieth and Scottie Scheffler go from here? The golf world is watching. The speculation is endless. The pressure is mounting, and the two men at the center of the storm have said nothing. Their silence is becoming the story. Every day that they do not speak, the rumors grow louder. Eventually, they will have to address the issue. The question is how. Let us examine 3 possible outcomes. Outcome 1, they ignore the controversy. Spieth and Scheffler continue to say nothing. They continue to play golf. The media eventually loses interest. The story dies. This is the most likely outcome. Golf controversies rarely last. The next tournament brings new stories. Spieth and Scheffler are both private people. They do not like drama. They will not engage. Outcome 2, they address the controversy publicly. Spieth or Scheffler gives an interview. They explain that they are still friends. They explain that the body language was misinterpreted. They laugh off the speculation. The story dies quickly. This outcome would be better for the fans, it would provide closure, but it is unlikely. Neither Spieth nor Scheffler enjoys talking about personal matters. Outcome 3, the rift is real. Spieth and Scheffler are not friends anymore. Something happened. The relationship is damaged. Perhaps it will heal, perhaps it will not. The golf world will have to accept that 2 of its most beloved players no longer get along. This outcome would be sad, but it would also be human. Friendships end. Relationships change. It happens. Which outcome will occur? According to sources close to both players, outcome 1 is already happening. They are ignoring the noise. They are focused on their games. They are not going to give Brandel Chamblee the satisfaction of a response. Brandel Chamblee broke down the body language between Jordan Spieth and Scottie Scheffler. He saw something that others missed. He reported it. The golf world exploded. Fans were stunned. Players were divided. Spieth and Scheffler said nothing. The controversy continues. But one thing is certain, the relationship between 2 of golf's biggest stars will never be the same. Whether that is because of a real rift or because of the attention surrounding it, the damage is done. The golf world will be watching every interaction between them from now on. Every glance, every word, every silence. That is the legacy of Chamblee's analysis. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell.